Yo guys, what is up? This is Sadid here, and today, this is kind of a serious video I want to make. And I know I do gaming stuff and whatever, but I really want to just talk about parents. And specifically my parents, or other people's parents out there. And I want to get started with that. Before I do that, like and subscribe and turn your notifications on for the videos. Anyways, let's talk about it. So, a lot of people that are in their 20s, like I am, want to have a lot of dreams, want to have a lot of things they want to accomplish in their life, want to just do something that they never done before. Now, I'm not saying that, oh, I'm going to get married or have, children. That's just not for me. I wouldn't do it. But if there's other people out there that want to do it, then, do you. It's up to you. But me, no, I wouldn't do it. But, anyways, that's besides the point. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to do things. I want to be able to go hang out with friends. But sometimes it gets harder and harder when you have a lot of concerning, not concerning parents, but very overprotective parents. And I understand, parents care about their children when they grow up. They don't want to see them killed. They don't want to see them hurt. They don't want to see them hospitalized. Of course, that's normal for a parent to care. But when it comes to the point where they have to restrict you, or they have to or they have to, make your own decisions for you, I'm sick and tired of it. It feels like I'm just stuck in a cage. I really hate the fact that anytime I want to do anything, like if I want to go to like Coda or like a nightclub, and this is actually a real story. So last year I wanted to go hang out with my friends, right? They were telling me about this place called Coda. I'm not really a big nightclub person. I just never really enjoyed it, but I just want to see what it's like out of curiosity. Of course, I know my limits. Of course, I know my boundaries. Of course, I'm smart enough to know like what I'm aware of and what I'm not. But I got embarrassed because it was a friend of mine that wanted to invite me, and of course, with my parents, I never told them, but they kind of found out that I was gonna go, and they said, "No, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that." And it just goes to show that that's horrible. I was laughing. I'm still laughing right now. I was laughing at first, and then my friends laughed, but at the same time, I felt embarrassed because I mean, what type of person restricts you from that? And I wanted to go to other countries as well to travel, because I always wanted to travel to different places, but they never let me travel alone. They never let me travel with friends, and that's just really sad. I always wanted to just see the world, and it must be with family, and sometimes I don't agree with that. I don't agree that everything should be about family. Like, I understand family is important, and don't get me wrong, family is definitely important, but it doesn't mean that it has to be everything, and I'm very sick and tired of it. Now, in the end, I'm not afraid of speaking this up because this doesn't revolve around my parents. This could be, other parents or maybe like guardians or whatever. And this is why I'm making this video is because it's just not fair. It's not fair that I don't get to accomplish anything at my age. It's not fair that I don't get to have a relationship and they have to dictate whatever they want. It's not fair. And I'm going to post this video because it just goes to show that what gives them the right to do that. Now I understand that they want to look out for what's your best interest. Of course, any parent, like, I'm not saying to disobey your parents completely, but all I'm saying is that parents should not control their sons or daughters' lives based on whatever they do. Whatever mistake they make is on themselves. Whatever mistake I make is on myself. So they cannot be there for everything for me. They have to understand that I'm also growing up and that I'm also becoming an adult, that I'm also looking for something in, for myself and different pathways in life. I mean, like, that's why. And the rules they give me is that I have to move. I only move out when I'm 30, which to me I don't really agree with. I'm not saying that I would move out. If I want to move out, I can do it at any age. But it just seems ridiculous that I have to follow with what they say on that because obviously that's a ridiculous rule. I mean, I understand if I'm in the house, I have to follow certain rules, and of course that's normal if you're living in someone and so if you're living in somebody's roof. Of course you have to do that. But when it comes to my personal life, they cannot be interfering with it with me all the time, which is not a good thing. And they cannot be giving me curfews, which to me sounds ridiculous for my age. And I know it's not a big deal talking about this, but the reason why I talk about this is because it's been very frustrating for me. It's very frustrating for me to, like, if I want to go somewhere, if I want to do some videos or whatever, anything that I want to do, that does revolve around late at night or whatever, or some filming, then it just gets harder and harder because they have to call you constantly for that. I understand that they're concerning and they love you and they care about you, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but what I'm saying is there's a time and place where they can't do it. Then that can affect somebody's mental health too if they continuously do that. But because I live in a South Asian household, love is kind of shown, love is not shown properly. I mean, I for all my South Asian people over from for all my South Asians that are living in Canada, Pakistani, Bengali, Indian, Sri Lankan, we are not shown love in a proper way. And what I mean by proper way is that they overprotect us with everything, which is not always a good thing. They have to understand that we're growing up. We are now adults. We have to take care of ourselves at times because they're not going to be there for a long time. And there's a time where we have to start getting our own lives together. They cannot be dictating everything that they do. And I understand that they love and care for you. And of course, every parent should love and care for their children, no matter if they're grown up or, whatever. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to keep, you know, telling you what to do, following, telling you what you can and can't do. We're just like, putting tracking chips on you, or, just calling you constantly. It's just not a good thing. And I think it destroys and corrupts people's mental health. And I'm not saying that I have mental health issues. I don't, but it can possibly give people mental health issues. And it's just, they're not going to be free and they're not going to learn anything if you continuously do that. And it's not a good thing. So I know it's not a good thing that I mentioned that I have made this video like this, but this is something that I just want to get off my chest. And hopefully one day I am able to, travel. I'm able to do the things I want to do. I don't want to be restricted, and it's just not fair. And hopefully someday I have something on my own. And I just want to make this video just not for like myself, but whoever lives in like any South Asian household or that has to deal with parents that are strict like this is ridiculous. And I just hope one day that somebody out there can watch this and maybe at least share this, or maybe at least kind of help me out to stop this. And hopefully I don't want to be restricted from anything, not even from my parents. But yeah, again, sorry that I have to make this video. It's just that I just want to be able to get it out there, and I don't want to be restricted, man. I want to be able to go places that I've never been before. I want to be, and I work, I have a job, I make my own money, so I don't see why they have to do that. And on top of that, some of them even took my investment money that I invested too and put it in my GIC account. And they can't do that. That's up to me if I want to do it. I understand they want me to be successful financially, but it doesn't mean that they have to do that, and they have to ask me first before they do it. Or better yet, don't touch it at all. It's up to me if I want to put it in or if I don't. You can't do that. You just can't do that. Even if I say no, you still can't do that. But you know what? This is something that I want to get off my chest. I've been kind of frustrated with this from my parents. And yeah, like the traveling thing. I'm not allowed to travel on my own. I'm not allowed to travel with friends, only with family, which is a little bit ridiculous. And it's like, it's not fair. I'm self-aware and smart enough to know what's right and what's wrong. And if something bad happens to me, like I said, it's on my mistake. It's not on you, it's on me. And they don't listen. They don't care. They just push it so much to the point where I am just fed up with it. But hopefully I am able to, hopefully if I want to go somewhere next year, if I want to go anywhere next year, hopefully I can go on my own, or if I can go with friends without, my parents dictating me and controlling my life. Because sometimes when I argue and fight back, like I keep arguing and fighting, and they always just keep being unreasonable for different situations. I don't really want that. I really don't want that at all. And I just want this video to be out there, so hopefully somebody can relate to me and hopefully give me advice what I can do or what should I do. Maybe I can go move out if I have enough, or maybe just I guess hold it in as long as I can. I mean, it's just hard, so I just want to make a video to put it out there. Again, sorry guys that I had to make this video. It's just been, I just need to vent and get out of something out of my chest. But if you guys like the video, like it, subscribe, and share this with anybody that has really strict parents or unreasonable parents, and that just doesn't want their child to grow, or doesn't want their child to succeed in different ventures. So this is why I make this video, for that. Have a great day, guys.